Attention bowlers, we're going to get started. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing to scoring in just a moment. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire for a Class B North Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match between John Lescarbeau and Paul Metivier. How are you, everyone? My name is Steve Kelly. I'll be here with you in the broadcast booth in audio form, and I'll be scoring the match on the on-screen scoreboard. For a great match today with John Lescarbeau, our away bowler, and Paul Metivier, the home bowler. The match format today is 5 strings with 14 points available in the match. Here's John Lescarbeau with the first ball. Not on the head pin, but drops 6. And it'll leave 3 more. The 1, the 9, the 10 for John. For ball number 3, it becomes an 8 box for John Lescarbeau. So Candlepin bowling is based out of New England and Canada. It's a bit different from 10-pin. There are 3 balls per frame if no strikes or spares are thrown, as you observed in the first pitch, or in the first box by John Lescarbeau. He's looking at a split, the 4, 7, 8, 10. And he'll cap the wood and not get a whole lot out of it. The 4, 7, 10 for John for a 10 box. He'll make it an 8. That's 16 through 2. Subtitles and live captions are available should you need or prefer them. YouTube should have a transcript feature handy as well if you're watching this on YouTube later on. I'll call the match for you in audio form as well as keep the scoreboard updated on your screen. My scoreboard's unofficial. The bowlers maintain the official one. John Lescarbeau will take 2 out on the right side. A 3-9 punch out, sometimes known as a half Worcester in Candlepin. And John will miss the head pin but nick the 5. Take a few more out. 6 standing, 4 down. And that's going to be an unfortunate 4 box for John, who's at 20 through 3. On my scoreboard, you may see asterisks to the left and the right of the frames. A left asterisk will represent a headpin hit, while an asterisk on the right side will represent a split. Splits are only registered if the headpin is down. Here's John Lescarbeau. He found the headpin there. 7 go down. It's a split. 4, 5, 7. For the spare, he doesn't take the 5. It's an odd deflection away. I thought the 5 was kind of the guarantee. If there was a pin that wasn't going to go down, I was thinking the 4 or the 7. And it will be a 9 box. 29 through 4 for John Lescarbeau. If you like this content, I encourage you to consider subscribing to this channel to help us grow. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. We are streaming live on Facebook today. Just had a question from Todd Holbrook in terms of where we're streaming. We are streaming in the same place we often stream, which is Facebook. At least at first. This match is put on YouTube later on. John Lescarbeau for the second ball. He dropped 4 on the first. He goes for the spare on the second. He leaves 1 pin. And he'll make it a 9 in the 5th. Bowlers will bowl 5 boxes before they rotate. It's been 5 frames for John Lescarbeau. That's 38 through 5. 2 for 5 in the head pin. Both of those head pin shots were splits. No marks as of yet. And we're going to move on. in just a moment here on the ACST. Here is Paul Metivier for the first time today on the 3-6 pocket. Takes 4 out. He'll take a few more out on the second ball, no mark. He'll leave the kingpin for a 9. We are in the later stages of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour season. Kind of towards playoff time. And there's Paul Metivier with a near strike. Drops all but the king. See if he can find a spare. And he does. Paul Metivier with a mark. It's 19 a bonus through 2. Paul Metivier looks to fill a spare. To the right of the head pin, 6 on the fill. 25 through 2 is the 4 horseman left side, 1, 2, 4, 7. He'll chop the 2 and nothing else. And he'll chop the 4 and nothing else. That's an 8 for Paul. 33 through 3. And Paul won't find the head pin there. He'll drop 7 though. 1, 3, 7 for a spare. Just missed the outside of the head pin by an inch or 2. Still the 1, 3, 7 for a 10 box. And here's that 10 for Paul. That's 43 through 4. Metivier with an early lead. And there's Paul Metivier with a 7 drop. Missed the head pin again. Slightly different arrangement. This time is the 1, 8, 10. And he'll kick the wood, he'll kick a sleeper, he'll leave the 1 and the 10. We're looking at an 8, 9, or 10 box. It looks like it's going to be a 9 for Paul Metivier. As we cut to our first score update of the day, it's 38 after 5 for John Lescarbeau and 52 after 5 for Paul Metivier. Still very early in this match, still plenty of time. John Lescarbeau on lane 10 for the first time today. John Lescarbeau starts with a down of 1. Not the kind of first down you want. Second ball's a little better, but he still leaves 4. John Lescarbeau is the leader of Class B North Division 1 with a record of 138 and 100. And I was speaking with John Lescarbeau before the match began, and I believe he said, in his words, he needs 8 points to clinch. Now, I am not the biggest numbers person when it comes to calculating that kind of stuff, but I will take his word for it. Lescarbeau misses the headpin to the left, takes 6 down. 1, 3, 6, 10. Wanted to go for the 1-3 pocket, was a little bit more to the east of where he wanted to collide. He takes 3 of 4, leaves the head pin. And he'll take a 9 for 56 through 7. John Lescarbeau, like I said, he's bowled 17 matches. This is match number 18 for him. This will be his final match of the regular season. Record of 138 and 100. Takes 4 out here. Spread eagle down the center, 3 left, 3 right. Nudges the 3, and that's it. And I'll make it a 7 box for 63 through 8. John Lescarbeau, Class B North, Division 1. Bowls out of Boutwell's Bowling Center. Away record of 68 and 44, home record of 70 and 56. Finds the head pin, drops 6. 5, 6, 9, 10 for John. Takes 2 on both sides. Takes the 5 and the 10. And the 6 and the 9. Those don't go. It's a unique set of pins to take and a unique set of pins to leave. John will take a 9. He's at 72 through 9. John pops the pocket and 9 go down. He leaves the 10 pin. He's had quite a bit of a struggle this game. Just not a lot of leaves or action that he can really do much with. But he'll get a spare there. That's something you can do something with. On a single, on the right side, a righty ball, right on it. And he finds the head pin on the spare fill, and he'll close out the first game with a 9. And that's a 91 first game for John Lescarbeau, with 1 mark in the 10th. Half of those first balls were head pins, with 3 splits. When we return, it'll be Paul Metivier to close out the first game here on the ACST. Here he is. Metivier takes out 3. Back right corner. 6, 9, 10 taken out. The follow-up. In the pocket, he spares that mess up. 62 and a bonus through 6 for Paul. A great shot. Paul Metivier at 62 and a bonus through 6. He's working on a spare fill. He finds the pocket. He'll take 7 on that spare fill. And he might even get another. He does. Paul Metivier, 2 spares in a row. 5, 6, the 4, 5, 7 with wood across the 4 and the 5. Plow him away for a spare. For the 3rd mark in a row, he moves 9. Moves the 6. Almost gets 3 marks in a row. We do not call that a turkey. We call that 3 marks in a row. Paul Metivier for the spare. That's 3 marks in a row for Paul. 98 and a bonus on the 6. Wonderful kick of the wood. Metivier will take 7 out. And most importantly, Phil with 7 as a split, spare Phil. And how about 4 marks? There's a 4th for Paul. And the ride had to end at some point. He takes 2 on the fill. 117 through 9. Finds the outside of the head pin. Right place to put the ball. That won't be a mark. He leaves the 5 and the 9. It's going to be a 10. Game 1 is 127 for Paul Metivier. That 3-mark run at the end, the 4-mark run at the end, excuse me, and then a 5th mark in the first half. He handily takes 2 points in the first. But now we move on to game 2. It's 127 Paul Metivier, 91 John Lescarbeau. As we move to game 2 at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I hope you're enjoying this match. We're waiting for the AC to kick on a little bit at Lakeside, so do forgive me if I'm just pausing every now and then. It's a little bit warm in here, but we think the lanes will be getting hot. Paul Metivier's warming them up. Let's see if John Lescarbeau can do the same. He'll take 5 out to start. John puts a spin on the ball, but doesn't go to the head pin. Takes out a bunch of pins by proxy. Even the 9 pin is thinking about joining in the fun, but it will wiggle and stand. He's got the 1 and the 9 left for a 10 box. That'll be an 8 for John. 8 through 1. Just waiting on the scoreboard down there to send the data to the main computer. It's very 90s in the way CompuScore operates. Kind of nostalgic, a little Star Trek-esque. Still feels kind of futuristic, even though it's like a 30-plus-year-old score system. There's just something about it, you know? John Lescarbeau takes 3 out. Cluster in the middle, 4 pins and 3 in the back left. And he'll take them all but the 4. Nice ball, and I thought it was a spare. But alas. He'll make it a 9. 17 through 2 for John Lescarbeau. So John Lescarbeau, division leader, the 3rd overall in the class seedings. High single 145, high series 606. A 50% perfect box percentage for the season for John Lescarbeau. Takes 4. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Wow, he finds the head pin, only shaves off a few. Don't quite understand. Don't quite understand the way he left 3, but Sometimes that's just how it goes. That's an 8 for 25 through 3 for John. Lescarbeau will strike it up. Very well done for John Lescarbeau to get things going here in the strike department. Our first strike of the match, actually. So John Lescarbeau is 35 and a bonus through 4. And he's working on a strike. Finds the head pin. 8 so far on the strike fill. And he'll make it a 9 on the strike fill. He'll miss the 4. He'll take the 7. 44 through 4. But he'll pin it out for a 10. That's a 54.5 for Mr. Lescarbeau here. 1.5 game total, a 145 for John Lescarbeau. 1 strike, 1 spare, 110 for him so far today. Paul Metivier will be coming up next in just a second or two here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Here's Paul Metivier. He'll split 8. 310. Play the 3 in some way, preferably to the right side to kick over to the 7. Excuse me, I say 310, I'm at 3-7. Paul missed on the spare. He's going to try for the 10 box. He'll still miss it. We'll take an 8 in the first. Paul Metivier is currently 4th in the wildcard seedings, 3rd in his division in Class B North Division 1. 105 and 119 is his record, and he'll hit the head pin. He'll split 2 pins spared from the strike ball. 7 and 8 with a lot of wood. Almost too much wood. Like 4-ish planks. What'll it be? Oh! The 7 holds on. Hold on indeed. Spray and pray. He'll get the 10. That's 18 through 2 for Paul Metivier, who has an away record of 42 and 70, a home record of 63 and 49, and a season average 107.2. High single 144, high series 596. And it looks like the pin setter has given us 9 pins, and that's not good enough. We need a 10th. So we're just waiting on a respot. We'll talk about Paul Metivier for a little more for a moment. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 18 points, averaging 3.6 points per match. Longest streak of strings more than 100 has been 10 in a row this season. Longest winning streak of more than 7 points per match, 3 in a row this season. He'll take 4 out here. 6-pack right side. Brought to you by the 25th lane at Lakeside Lanes. And he'll take 5 of 6 on the 6-pack, leaving the head pin. And he'll take a 10 box. 28 through 3. Paul. Head pin. 6 go down. 3 right, 1 left. He'll take 3 on the right, and he'll leave the 1 on the left. The messenger stopped short of the 4. And it will be a 9 in the 4th for 37 for Paul Metivier. John Lescarbeau is at 44 through 4. At this point, he had a mark, a strike, and a 9 fill. He'll take 3 out on the first ball, 4 in the middle, 3 on the back right. Releases and says, a little bit off trajectory. Object pin and the 2 are left for a 10 box for Paul Metivier in the 5th. It's a nice 10. 3 10s this half. 1.5 game total, 174 for Paul Metivier with a 47 half. John Lescarbeau 54 half, 145, 1.5 game total. And that's the story. A game and a half in so far. Coming up next, John Lescarbeau on lane 10. It's away. Beans the head pin. 3, 4, 7, 10. Two on the right, 2 on the left. And John, he hits the outside of the object pin, the right way to take it. Messenger takes out the 4 and the 7, and he leaves the 10 pin, though. Good bid. Weird action. He'll nudge it for a 10. 64 through 6 for John Lescarbeau. And John missing the head pin by quite a bit. Got some backdoor action, a 2x2 grid. 1, 2, 5, 8. What'll it be for John? It'll be a spare, a nicely thrown spare. 74 and a bonus through 7. A 2x2 grid. Do some math. And there's the math. Lescarbeau to the right of the head pin takes 5, and he fills 5. Left side Caleri. He'll take a few out, and that's about it. Leaves the 1 and the 9. 79 through 7 with that 5 fill on the spare. And it's a 9 box for 88 through 8 for John. John Lescarbeau, season average 111.3. On the road, he averages 109.8. At home at Boutwells, he averages 112.7. Division leader in good positioning for the playoffs. This is his final regular season match, and he'll drop 8 here. It's the 5 and the 8. Piece of wood in front of the 5, cap facing us at a slight angle. Not the best place for wood. But he'll make it a spare. Capping that wood the right way. 98 and a bonus through 9. Just kind of the right side of the cap, almost in the corner of the cap. And yikes, that'll be a 2 fill for John. It's 100 through 9, crossing the triple-digit threshold. Takes a few more out of the second ball, leaves the 1, 2, and the 7. That's a 10. John Lescarbeau game 2, 110. A 2-game total of 201 for John Lescarbeau. In the string, he leads by 63. That's the benchmark for Paul Metivier in these next 5 boxes for points. And Paul will open with a spread eagle. Second ball is a repeat of the first ball. Can't award the same 4 pins twice, unfortunately. And he'll nick 3 for a 7. 54 through 6 for Paul. Paul Metivier's been taking an average of 7.9 points per home match. 4 go down on the first ball. 4 in the middle left and 2 on the right. On the pocket, leaves the 4 and the 10. No spare. And it will be a 9 for Paul Metivier for 63 through 7. Paul won't find the head pin, but he'll get a decent mix. He'll get 8 as a consolation prize. One of the 9. And he'll only get 1 and leave the 9. That'll be a 9 box for Paul, and that's 72 through 8. Here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour in Class B North at Lakeside Lanes. Paul takes 6 out. It's a diamond on the right side. 3, 5, 6, 9. On the diamond, he'll chop the 6 and nothing else. Three, 5, 9. He takes the 5 and the 9, leaves the 3. That's a 9 box for Paul. 81 through 9. Off to the right. 7 stand, 3 down. 4 horsemen left side, 6, 9, 10. Chops the head pin full. 3 left, 3 right. And John Lescarbeau will take points this game. He's got 2 in the bag. So does Paul Metivier. Paul with a nice out of 9. Gets him to 90 in the second. So each bowler's had a good game. Each bowler's had a interesting game. It's 201 after 2 for John Lescarbeau. 217 after 2 for Paul Metivier. As of the end of the second game in this 5-game series. And when we come back, we'll be prepping and getting ready for a third game. Here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Hope you enjoyed these great 2 games so far. And so far, each bowler has 2 points. And let's see who gets more points in this 3rd game, starting now. Lescarbeau will start with a split. It's the 5 and the 10 with wood. Oh, and he gets deflected away with the wood in front of the 5. His reaction is my reaction. Thought he would have at least gotten 1 pin at a minimum. And it'll deflect away the other piece of wood. And it will be an 8 for the first box for John Lescarbeau. The 1-3 pocket, he takes 6 out. Three on the left, 1 on the right. And Lescarbeau will take the 4 and the 7 and leave the 2 and the 6. And they'll make it an 8 box for 16 through 2. John Lescarbeau in his past 5 matches, he's taken 40 points, averaging 8 points per match. He has 94-64 pins for the season, and in his past 5, he's taken 29-14. Four drop, 6 standing, mostly in the center. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9 for John Lescarbeau. Chops 2 on the left. 4 standing. And chops 2 more, and that will be an 8 for 24 through 3 for John Lescarbeau. He'll take 3 out to start out the first ball. Half Worcester and a friend. And Lescarbeau spares up that mess on the outside of the head pin. Beautiful shot. 34 and a bonus. No head pin, but a good fill. It's a fill of 7 for John Lescarbeau. 41 through 4. Followed by another spare. Now that's how you do it. 51 and a bonus through 5 for John Lescarbeau, and that's a halftime total of 252. Look at that spare. 252 and counting, I will have you know. So John Lescarbeau, 51 and a bonus with 2 marks in a row. Here's Paul Metivier. Finds the 1-3 pocket, mixes down 8. 2-5. For spare. Sweeps and beeps. I don't know what I'm saying. That's a spare. Long story short. On the 2-5 on the red line of the wood. That was how he took it. Don't believe me? Let's watch. Right on that red line. 10 and a bonus through 1. Metivier. Head pin. Big fill a 9. And he'll spare up that single. Let's have a look at this. This laser on the 10. Both bowlers have done it at least once. It's 29 a bonus through 2 for Paul Metivier. On the fill. Spins a messenger. He takes 5 out. The 1 diamond and the 7. For a spare. And he takes that spare. 3 marks in a row for Paul Metivier. 44 and a bonus through 3. One heck of a shot by Paul. Paul Metivier's working on a spare. Gets a nice fill of 9 and leaves the 1. Didn't hit the head pin, and the head pin is all that's standing. He's at 53 through 3. Will he get it? Yeah, he will. That's 4 marks in a row for Paul Metivier. That's 63 and a bonus through 4. Hit him when they count. He finds the head pin, and he finds a 6 fill. 69 through 4. 5, 7, 10, 8. Oh, phases through. Ball was pretty much where you wanted it to be, but it's a game of angles. He'll make it a nice 10 box and a perfect half. 79 through 5 for Paul Metivier and a 2.5 game total, a halftime total at 296. John Lescarbeau at 252 with a 51 half plus a bonus to start out the second half of this match. John Lescarbeau will be up in just a moment. And Lescarbeau, it looks like it's going to be a 4 fill on his spare. 55 and a bonus through 5. Excuse me, 55, just plain on 55 through 5. He had the 6-pack on the left side. Missed the object on the spare shot. Messenger takes the object. The 7 is left standing. Piece of wood. Might be out of play. I think it is out. Paul Metivier will check to be certain. So we are at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire today, a great bowling alley on exit 1 off of Route 101 in Manchester, New Hampshire off the Massabesic traffic circle. A fan favorite of WMUR's Viewers' Choice Best Bowling Alley for 5 years. Not consecutive, just five times one. And when you're here, you got to also check out the 25th lane. It's the name of the bar at Lakeside. Great taps, great everything. Do check it out. And we're all set. And there is a cleanup for Mr. Lescarbeau. That's 65 through 6 with that 10 box. And John will throw a quick strike. Nicely done. Look at this. It was a fast one, too. 1-3 pocket. See ya. He'll find the head pin and he'll split 7 here. 6, 7, 10. Oh, and it'll be an unfortunate 7 fill as the wood all gets deflected away. 82 through 7 for John Lescarbeau. Ends up being an 8. 90 through 8 for John. So here's John Lescarbeau. Again, he is in great playoff standings right now. He is a division leader and 3rd in the class seedings. 138 and 100. This is his final regular season match of the season. He'll take 6 out here. Two left, 2 right. Symmetrical. 4, 6, 7, 10. Take 2 on the right, kick piece of wood. Messenger doesn't touch the other 2. 8, 9, or 10 box for John Lescarbeau. And he'll clean it up for a 10 box in the 9th for 100. John Lescarbeau has 57 strikes, 194 spares, and 159 tens for the season. He's gone 15 strings consecutive where he's thrown more than 100. And 4 straight matches where he's gone more than 7 points as a take-home. He'll take 3 out here. 6-pack in the 10. And he'll take a few more out. He missed the object. He's got the 147. He'll make it an 8. And that will be a 108 for John Lescarbeau, a 3-game total of 309. With 2 strikes, 5 spares, and 5 tens. Bonus fills totaling 43 and averaging 6.14 on each fill. 8 splits, 14 headpin shots. Paul Metivier with a 79.5. Lane 10. Headpin shot. 7 go down. 3 standing. 3, 4, 6. For the spare. Oh, I thought it was going to be a pretty one. Had to be a little bit more to the right and get on that 3. He hits it full. It's an 8. 87 through 6. That was his first open frame of the game. First non-perfect. Paul takes 5 out. Caleri left side. One, 2, 4, 7, 9. Misses the object, takes 2, leaves 3. 1, 7, and 9. No wood. Take 2 and leave 1. It's a 9 box for 96 in the 7th. Paul Metivier on lane 10 goes to the right of the head pin. And he has our left side Caleri as 2 pins that held on for dear life and didn't fall. Metivier on the Caleri, and he misses the object. Crosses over a little bit. Takes the 2 that didn't fall on the first ball. He leaves the 1 and the 9. And he'll make it a 9 box in the 8th for 105. 2 boxes to go. In control of the total with 322, 2 boxes behind John Lescarbeau's 309. Approaching the end of the 3rd game here. Here's Paul. Missed the head pin. 4 go down, 6 stand up. And Metivier will cross over, and it'll just miss the target pin by a little bit for our standing. It's a Caleri minus the 3. It's the 1-8-6-10. There'll be a 7 in the 9th for 112 for Paul Metivier so far with 1 box to go. And 2 go down for Paul on the 4 and the 7. Paul finds the pocket. He takes all but the kingpin for the spare. So he'll go markless in the second half. Saved all his marks for the first half, I guess. But he will take this 3rd game. He did as of the 9th box, technically. $121 or $122. With a 10 box, it's $122. 339 Paul Metivier, 309 John Lescarbeau, a difference of 30 in Paul Metivier's favor. That's another 2 points for Paul at the end of this game. 4 points for Paul, 2 points for John Lescarbeau. It's the end of game 3. Let's move on to game 4. On the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. How are you? I'm Steve Kelly. Hope you've enjoyed the first 3 games of this 5-game match. We have 2 more to go to determine who takes points. And John Lescarbeau, he's aiming to take 8 points for the best case scenario today to clinch for the playoffs. Let's see if he can continue that mission. Starts with a 7 drop. 1, 2, 4. And he gets a pretty spare off it. On the 1, 2, 4. I was a little scared of the way he hit it. But he got a nice bounce off it, off the sidewall. Look that, watch that head pin and the 2 pin. And on the follow-up, he finds the pocket. He finds 6. He finds a diamond. Finds a diamond in the pocket. 16 through 1. 2, 4, 5, 8. Chops the 4 on the second ball. Take 2 more out for a 9. 25 through 2 for John Lescarbeau. And Lescarbeau will take the 3 and the 9 out, and that's it. It's a right side half Worcester in the first ball of the 3rd box of the 4th frame, 4th game. Lescarbeau finds the head pin. Hits it a little full, but will he get everything else in a slow-moving spare? Not quite. The 6-pin is standing tall. Piece of wood that'll hopefully make its exit. Stops and turns around. Caitlin Zokol will go down to retrieve it. John Lescarbeau in his past 5 matches. 25 strikes, 79 spares, 63 tens. Average points per away match, 8.5. Average points per home match, 7.8. He's gone 17 matches in a row consecutive this season where he's gone more than 500 in grand total pinfall. And he'll pin it out for a 10 for 35 through 3. Lescarbeau, 1-3 pocketed. Oh. Oh. You know, you get the pocket and sometimes you just get, handed situations in life, and yeah, this is one of those situations. That piece of wood, wow, it actually might go back into play. Come on, turn. Take another one. Why not? Not quite. It's a 4 drop and a split on the pocket for John Lescarbeau. It's the 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. The attempt. Ooh, on the 9. I know what he wanted to do. He wanted to play the wood and get a bounce from the right sidewall into the 4 pins on the left, but best you could hope for, and if you miss, it's not great. And it will be, a 6 box for John. 41 through 4. Not even the pin can take any more out aside from just one more. 41 through 4 for John Lescarbeau. John in the 1-2 pocket, little full, split, 7 drop, 3, 4, 6. Oh, went on the outside of the 3, the right idea. Somehow that's the only pin that went. It'll be an 8 for John, 49 through 5 is his half. 3.5 games done, he's at 358. 49% in the head pin. 10 splits, yikes. 5.45 first ball average. Paul Metivier comes back to us with a 5.83 first ball average with 339, 3 games in. With 7 splits. Here's Paul with a bit of a interesting hit on the pocket. A lot of wood. 7, 8, 10 with 4 planks of wood. Can he pull it off? Yes, he can. That's a spare for Paul Metivier. Just hit that wood in the front. Yeah. Just a little bit low on the red line. And for the spare fill, it'll be more than 5. It'll be 7. 17 through 1. Ooh, and just a little bit off. Wanted to play the wood, and I understand that. But if you miss, it's a high risk. Metivier will make it an 8 for 25 through 2. Paul Paul Metivier on lane 9. Finds the head pin, but doesn't get a whole lot to show for it. He takes 6 down. He's got the 3 triangle and the 7. Metivier. Can he nudge right and left? Not quite to the effect that he wanted. He left the object and the 7. It'll be an 8. 33 for Paul through the 3rd. John Lescarbeau's at 35 through 3. And Paul finds the pocket again, but it gets another awkward setback split again. 4-5-7, no wood this time. The price you pay for being perfect on the head pin. He'll take the 4. And then an 8. 41 through 4. Both bowlers are at 41 through 4. Paul will throw a perfect head pin half. Drop 7. No split this time. The first non-split in 4 boxes. 2, 4, 7. See if we can bookend this half. Can he? Oh no, on the object, and it curves around the 7. I thought that was a lock. He'll take a 10 instead. That's 51 through 5. An advantage of 2 over John Lescarbeau's 49 half. It's 358 John Lescarbeau, 390 for Paul Metivier. 3.5 games done. John Lescarbeau will be finishing off his 4th game on lane 10 in just a moment here on the ACST. Here's Lescarbeau. Goes to the left of the head pin to start out. It's a 4-drop. Followed by, just the 9 pin. Followed by a miss, and that will be a 5 box for John Lescarbeau, 54 through 6. John Lescarbeau, he's had 5 matches in a row where he's gone more than 550 in the grand total. 1-3 pocket, 2-4-7 leave. And what'll it be? It'll be a spare for John. Well done. 64 through 7 for Mr. Lescarbeau. Here's the follow-up. Ooh. Well, he'll take a hard-fought 3 fill. One diamond, 6 triangle. Lescarbeau will punch the pocket a little full and leave the 3, 6, 10. He's at 67 through 7. It'll be a 10 for 77 through 8. Head pin, 7 drop, 379. It's these gnarly splits for John Lescarbeau, I got to tell you. And he'll take a spare, though. Nicely done. $87 and a bonus. Spare fill. Oh, he doesn't. The head pin just barely gets nudged. 1, 7, 10, 9. That's a 6 fill. $93 through 9. And a glorious spare for John. That's the universe correcting itself after a bad fill. Here's John with the bonus ball, and it'll be 5 on the spare fill. That's going to be a 108 game. With a 4-game total of 417 for John Lescarbeau. 2 strikes, 9 spares, 7 tens. There's a lot of splits for both bowlers overall. They're matched in terms of splits. Paul Metivier, 5 boxes behind, is the same number of splits as John Lescarbeau. He fires, it's away, he takes 2 out. Left side, half Worcester. With an orange pin, head pin. And he finds the 1-3 pocket, and he's got a setback left side, 4, 5, 7. It's an 8 box. 59 through 6 for Paul Metivier. And Paul Metivier will take a 9 fill. Or excuse me, a 9 drop. Excuse me, not a 9 fill. Would have been a great 9 fill. Gets deflected, though. That'll be a 9 for Paul Metivier. 68 through 7 is where he's at. 3 boxes to go before we conclude the 4th game. Metivier is only behind by 10 in the total, and he's got 3 boxes to make up that deficit. Lescarbeau leads in the string by 40. That'll be a 2 drop for Paul. Just on the 3 and the 6. Misses the object, leaves the 1 and the 10. And he'll pin it out, though, at least, for 78 through 8. And Paul will take 3 out on the next ball. 6-pack right side and the 7. And for the spare, he leaves the 5 and the 9. Eight, 9, or 10 for Paul. He takes a 10 box. 88 through 9. Down by 20. It would appear I'm observing some network dropouts in the live stream. Apologies for that. If you're watching this recorded, it's of no concern. Apparently just the network connectivity is just a little bit iffy today. That's a 136 leave for Paul Metivier. Can he take it? No, he leaves the 3. It's an 8 box. That's a 96 fourth game for Mr. Paul Metivier. That'll be 2 more points for John Lescarbeau. They're deadlocked at 4 points apiece. 4-17 John Lescarbeau, 4-35 Paul Metivier. As of 4 games, it could be anyone's game. That's the situation. If you're just joining us again live, apologies for the intermittent dropouts here. Just having some bizarre network Wi-Fi connectivity stuff. So, not entirely sure why. Usually works 9 times out of 10, but kind of is, but it is. But we're here to start Game 5, and the bowlers are deadlocked, 4 points apiece. I think it is going to be a pretty incredible Game 5. John Lescarbeau, his goal today is to find 8 points. Let's see if he can do that. 2 pins closer with a half Worcester left side. One 3 pocket. 6, 7, 10. We'll take an honorable 9 box in the first. Start the 5th and final game. John Lescarbeau on average goes 27.6 for 50 on the head pin with 11.5 splits per match on average. He has the #1 Class B total strikes at 57 and the 5th highest ACST North total strikes at 57. He'll take, 4 down. 5 right, 1 left. Lescarbeau wants to get a pretty spare, and maybe the messenger will take the last pin, and it does. An edge of your seat spare for John Lescarbeau. Watch this. On the 1-3 pocket, look at that wood roll. Look at the wheels on that bus. See ya. Lescarbeau looking to fill. Oh, and he'll fill with 3. Yikes. Right in the head pin. But chopped straight back. 22 through 2. Takes a couple out on the right side. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. And it will be a 6 box, 28 through 3 for John Lescarbeau. Who has 4 pinfall wins this season. In his past 5 road matches, he's taken 36 points, and that's an average of 7.2 points per road match for John Lescarbeau. 1-3 pocket, a nice ball, and another split. That's his 13th split of the match. 4-6. Goalposts, the wood is tough. Not just the 6, will the 4? No, not the 4. Good try, just not a lot of action. It'll be a 10 box instead, 38 through 4 for John Lescarbeau. Take 6 out on the first ball. 1-3-6-10. It's the head pin. Oh my goodness, he can't take the 10. He says short pin. Non-regulation pin. He'll take a nice 10 box out of it. That's a 48.5 for John Lescarbeau in his final first 5 boxes of lane 9 today. He's at 465, 4.5 games in. Paul Metivier with 435 after 5. 435 after 4 games. Here we go. Takes 6 down, 1-5-3-6. And he'll spare that up. Paul Metivier starting out right with a spare. What a spare it was. Paul Metivier has the 19th highest Class B average. Recently faced Patrick Holland in round 17, took 3 points, 544 series. Head pin. An eventual mix of 7. And a fill of 7. 3, 6, 7. And he'll spare up that 3, 6, 7 leave. Filling yet another spare, and it will be a strike for Paul Metivier. Very well done. 3 marks in a row once again for Paul Metivier, who's at 47 and a bonus through 3. Here's the strike. Once again. Paul Metivier is really good on this lane in terms of marks. And will he get the double? He's got the double strike. All right, now he's cooking. Cooking so hot, the pin setter and myself can't keep up. That is 67 and a bonus through 4. Let's go for the triple. It's away. Oh, and he'll just not cross as much as I think he wanted to cross. It's a 5 fill on the strike, on the double strike. Next ball for the single strike. It's a 9 fill on the single strike. And he'll round it out with a 9. And that is, just waiting for John Lescarbeau to catch up. It's a 90.5. That is confirmed. I was just making sure he had what I had, and he does. 90.5 for Paul Metivier with 4 marks, the double strike. Oh my goodness, 90.5. John Lescarbeau, 48 after 5. It'll be a race to the finish here at Lakeside. It's going to be one heck of a finale. And John Lescarbeau will kick it off. John Lescarbeau. Head pin, messengers abound. Take the 7, not the 10. It's a 9 drop. Lescarbeau for the spare, and the wood will deflect away. He'll take a 10 box in consolation. 58 through 6 for John Lescarbeau. Lescarbeau to the right of the head pin. He mixes 7. One, two, 4. On the 1, 2, 4, he's on the 1. And would you believe, nothing else. Took a ride around the plate. 2 and the 4 untouched. Well, the 2 was kind of touched, but you get it. He'll make it a 9 for 67 through 7. John Lescarbeau recently faced Jeff Little in round 17, taking 12 points with a 565 series. Here's Lescarbeau, and he didn't hit the head pin, but he's going to get a mix of 7. 6 triangle. 6, 9, 10. Oh! That pin took a acrobatic fly through the air, bounced off a thing or two, and yeah. I thought that was going to be a spare, and I'm struggling to find words as to what we just watched. I know they tell you in acting class, never turn around and look at the camera directly, but that was precisely what John Lescarbeau did in reaction to that. It's kind of like a moment in The Office, you know, with like Chris Pratt making that face and the zoom in on his face. That's a 10 box for John Lescarbeau, 77 through 8. Wow. Lescarbeau almost throws a strike. He drops 9. 4-pin clean shot for a spare in the 9th. Will he get it? Oh, just overshoots a little bit. It'll be a 9 for Mr. Lescarbeau. 86 through 9 now. And another 9 drop. The kingpin is standing this time. He says that's safe. You never know. For the spare. Oh, no, just a little off to the right, unfortunately. John Lescarbeau had a bit of a rough day today. It's a 9 box. It's a 95 game 5. 512 series today for John Lescarbeau. 2 strikes, 10 spares, 11 10s, 66 bonus pins off of fills, averaging 5.5 per fill. 24 head pins, 13 splits, 5.66 first ball average. Paul Metivier coming back with a 90 half. Yes, that's right, a 90 half. Let's see if he can find 5 pins in 5 boxes. Metivier. There's 5 pins in 1 box. 5 drop. 3 diamond in the 10. Ooh, gets a weird mix off of the object pocket of the cluster of 5. 6, 9, 10. Makes it a 10 box. 100 after 6. Metivier on the pocket. Oh, almost a strike. Drops 9. Leaves the 10 pin. There's wood settling. Three pieces of debris in the center of the plate. Look at the spare. Oh, just gracefully. Oh man, yeah. And you see that reaction. He knows he missed it, but he picked it up from the wood. That was a lucky break for Paul Metivier. Watch this. Watch the miss. Oh. Yeah. Oh my goodness. He walked away from it. 110 and a bonus through 7. Won't find the head pin. He'll fill with 4. 114 through 7. Followed by head pin shot and a spare for Paul Metivier. $124 and a bonus through 8. That was really well done. Here's the follow-up. Pocket, finds it, 7 fill, and a split. $131 through 8. 379. What'll it be? The deflection of wood. Oddly enough, the object stays, the sleeper goes, the 3 and the 7 stand. Nudges the 3 down for a 9. 140 through 9. I'd like to thank our ACST committee members, including our Commissioner Danny Finn, Class B Treasurer Corey Alisi, Statistician Mike Ambarato, the staff at Lakeside Lanes, and you for watching, of course. 2 drop for Paul Metivier, a half Worcester. Be sure to strike, comment, and subscribe to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour if you want to see more of this. See for the 1-3, and he'll spare up the half Worcester. Why not? That's 150 plus a ball for Paul Metivier. Why not? He can't quite get to 600, but he'll get dang close. 585 and counting. Final ball of the match. Pocket. A fill of 8. And that is a 158 for Paul Metivier over John Lescarbeau's 95. That's a 5-game total of 593 for Paul Metivier and a 5-game total of 512 for John Lescarbeau. And that is ball game for today. So that will be 10 points for Paul Metivier and 4 points for John Lescarbeau. Paul Metivier with a 56% perfect box percentage. Both bowlers 48% of the head pin. 13 splits for both bowlers as well. Paul Metivier just had the better breaks and the better marks and the better fills overall. That was really the difference. Otherwise, a lot of their stats are actually quite similar to one another. So that is the story of Paul Metivier and John Lescarbeau today. Here's some graphs if you want to go into the nitty-gritty details and everything. Feel free to pause or full screen or do whatever you need to do if you want to examine this further. Anyways, folks, I'm Steve Kelly. It's been great broadcasting this for you today. Stay tuned in a couple of seconds/minutes here, and I'll get a highlight reel put together for you. It's been great broadcasting for this for you today. We'll see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Have a great one, everybody. spare. And he does. Paul Metivier with a mark. Leaves are action that he can really do much with. But he'll get a spare there. That's something. The follow-up. The pocket, he spares that mess up. And he might even get another. He does. We call that 3 marks in a row. Paul Metivier for the spare. That's 3 marks in a row for Paul. And how about 4 marks? There's a 4th for Paul. Lescarbeau will strike it up. What'll it be for John? It'll be a spare, a nicely thrown spare. But he'll make it a spare. Cap. And Lescarbeau spares up that mess on the outside of the head pin. 41 through 4. Followed by another spare. For spare. Sweeps. And he'll spare up that single. The 1 diamond and the 7. For a spare. And he takes that spare. 3 marks in a row for Paul Metivier. 3 through 3. Will he get it? Yeah, he will. And John will throw a quick strike. Nicely done. And he gets a pretty spare off it. Can he pull it off? Yes, he can. That's a spare for Paul Metivier. And what'll it be? It'll be a spare for John. And he'll take a spare, though. Nicely done. 9. And a glorious spare for John. Lescarbeau wants to get a pretty spare, and maybe the messenger will take the last pin, and it does. And he'll spare that up. 3, 6, 7. And he'll spare up that 3, 6, 7 leave. Filling yet another spare, and it will be a strike for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier is really good on this lane in terms of marks. And will he get the double? He's got the double strike of the plate. Will he get the spare? Oh, just gracefully. Oh, man, yeah. 114 through 7. Followed by headpin shot and a spare for Paul Metivier. Let's see more of this. Metivier in the 1-3, and he'll spare up the half Worcester. Why not?